everybody, to another edition of Imagine Live, Chapter 206. Live from the dojo, I'm your host, Mike Zeep, coming to you about, as always, is that high-flying hippie tie-dye guy, my boy Jimmy, the high-flying hippie. What's up, brother?
That's right, it's me, Jimmy, the high-flying hippie, the guru of woo-hoo, live on YouTube with Guess Who, Mike Zeke. We're back here for Chapter 206. 206 times we've appeared on your screen as the longest running weekly professional wrestling program in Pennsylvania. Today, we thank you for tuning in as always.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're not already a part of our Imagine family over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel now. Don't miss anything that we have coming up in the future. Tonight, we have some great interviews. We're going to hear from the good neighbor, John Ross. We're going to hear from newcomer, Sweet Baby Trey. Our Imagine heavyweight champion, the world beater, Chris Coleman. And Kato is also in the house. We'll hear from him a little bit later. Plus, we have in our main event tonight for the Imagine Live Heavyweight Championship, we saw him win the number one contendership last week, and that is the former champion, the lowlife James Ross, taking on new Imagine Live Heavyweight Champion, the real deal, the milker of almonds, Magnus Knox, here in our main event. And then shortly after that, we're going to be discussing some things. We're going to be seeing the Rad Boys in the Watch again. If you were here last week and you saw how that all played out, you don't want to miss what's coming up here later tonight. And as I said, subscribe now. Don't miss any of the great things we have coming, not only tonight, but in the future. You know, our next show, August 17th, not that far away, about 4 weeks away. Tickets are still available right now. If you haven't gotten them, go to the website, get your tickets now. Don't wait. I'm going to say that a lot tonight. I hate repeating myself, but don't wait. Do it now.
Don't wait.
Don't wait. I believe there's some VIPs available still too, so make sure if that's what you're hunting for, make sure you ask whenever you reach out about tickets that are available, and they'll be sure to let you know.
But even if there's not VIP left, Mike Zeke, there's no bad seat in the house at Imagine Wrestling. So the only way to see it is to see it live. The only way to catch up with it and not miss a minute is to tune in weekly here at Imagine Live from the dojo. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit our website, www.imaginewrestling.com for tickets. Get them. They're going hot. It's been a hot summer here at Imagine Wrestling,
yeah,
Mike Zeke.
It's hot in here now. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our great sponsors of Renewal by Anderson. If you're looking for high-quality windows or patio door home investment options within your budget, contact my buddy DC Bentley of Renewal by Anderson at 814-330-9870. DC will help you, or Jordan will help you with all of your window and patio door home investment options, everything that you need. Ask them about their specials. Yes, get a hold of DC. And while we're at it, we're going to throw it to DC for some interviews right now. Take it away, DC.
All right. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Jimmy. August the 17th is gearing up to be one heck of a show. I hope to see all of you there. But now I want to talk to someone who has had a heck of a lot on his plate and on his mind. I'm going to bring in the good neighbor, John Ross, right now. John, you were last month so close to the Imagine Heavyweight Championship, you could taste it, but it was not to be due to some unexpected interference from your own lineage, the lowlife James Ross, excuse me. Got the Rosses mixed up. I have to ask you, how are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Well, first of all, I know a lot of people at home were there. They saw it. They were there at the Imagine Garden to see me go one-on-one with Chris Coleman. But for those who weren't there, let me paint you a picture. Let me paint you a picture, DC, and let everybody at home understand what it was like. We were there in July. We were there at the Imagine Garden. It was hot. And it was so hot that it reminded me when it was me and Chris Coleman baking in the heat of the microwave. And as we went round and round on the glass plate of greatness, it was right there. I had it in the palm of my hand. And you're right, DC. As we circled and circled and circled on that glass plate, when the time ran out, my son was there. My son who said he wanted to go his own way. He wanted to break away from me. But then he's always sticking his nose in my business. So apparently he's homesick. But I know what it is. He was trying to help me, DC. He was trying to help me. I am disappointed. I had a chance to be the first ever Triple Crown winner here in Imagine Wrestling. But I think my son is trying to cry for help. He's trying to cry out for help. So tonight, I'm going to do what I don't want to do. And despite my son's words, as he goes one-on-one with Magnus Knox, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there to be a supportive father and help my son be a champion once again. Because that's what I do. I'm a good father, a good neighbor, and life is better in a sweater.
All right, quite an ambiguous message from the good neighbor John Ross, going to help the lowlife James Ross ascend back to championship caliber. Not quite sure what that means, but I have a feeling we're going to find out. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the Imagination, I want to bring in another Imagine Wrestling superstar. This is a young man we have not seen since the Rail City Rumble. This is the ever edgy, sweet Baby Trey. Sweet Baby Trey, great to see you again.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. And as usual, the pleasure is all yours. Now, I know you all been wondering, who is this man of steel? Who am I? Who am I?
Sweet Baby Trey.
That's right, the guy that eliminated Lucio DeVere. If I can recall correctly, he was recently a number one contender. And I think that would make me a number one contender. So, all I'm asking for is a chance on the 17th, and I'm going to show you all why I'm going to be the man here at Imagine from now on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the Imagination, that was newcomer Sweet Baby Trey with a very bold statement about his future here at Imagine Wrestling. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn it over to somebody who's very important here at Imagine Wrestling. I'm talking about our Chief Executive Officer, Kato. Kato, you've had an ongoing tit-for-tat feud with the patriarch of the Troublemakers, Glenn Spectre, the big boss. He's been ever the thorn in your side and actually has said some very incendiary things about you and Imagine Wrestling as recently as this afternoon. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings on Glenn Spectre's repeated attacks against you and Imagine Wrestling?
Well, before I get into that, DC, I just want to say, man, it's great to have you back here. It's really great to have you back here on Wednesday night. You add a lot to the show, and honest to God, man, I appreciate you being here. When I think about Glenn Spectre, there's a few things that I really, first off, he said today, I couldn't say anything nice about him. That's not true. Look, Glenn Spectre is a world-class wrestling trainer. The guys he's pumping out there are really good. So I think we have that in common, Glenn and I. I think I'm a pretty good wrestling trainer. Glenn Spectre, a great trainer as well. I think when you look at other things that we have in common, he certainly has more matches behind them than he does ahead of them. Same as me. Glenn Spectre is one tough SOB. No one can deny that. I think, for what it's worth, I think I'm a pretty tough guy myself. So we have those things in common, but I think generally that's where it sort of stops. See, when Glenn Spectre first came here, he talked earlier today about when we could actually have a conversation. And it's been a while since we had a conversation, but everything that he said to me, it's stuck in my mind. He said, this is nice and all coming to Imagine, but I want to use Imagine Wrestling as a platform to get me to the next level, get me to the NWA or AEW or whatever the case may be, whatever grand wrestling promotion there is out there. And that's all well and good for him. He sees this town, this area, as just another stop on his Glenn Spectre tour. He doesn't respect this town, this audience, this Imagine family. But understand this, Glenn, this is it for me. I have no aspirations beyond right here, right now. I love this town. I love this company. I also heard you mention our audience, and he referred to them as the Marks in Altoona. Now, if you don't know what that means, it's sort of a derogatory term used toward wrestling fans. As, hey, we got to get as much money as we can from these guys and get out and move on. But I can tell you, that's not how I feel about this town. I love these people. The new friends that I have made through Imagine Wrestling and through this communitive effort of a family, I really do think of these people that come and support us as our family. So for him to disrespect them by calling them marks and making them feel less than behind their back, it does nothing for me. That attitude and that mindset do not work for me, Glenn Spectre. Why you have singled me out, I have no idea. You say I'm the king of this town. I'm not the king of this town. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I am one of them. If I wasn't wrestling on these shows, I'd be sitting right amongst that audience. I love wrestling. I love Imagine Wrestling. I love this locker room. I love this roster. I love everything about this. These people matter to me. This roster matters to me. It's not some stepping stone. So, for me, I think the only way this can end is on August 17th. Me and you, Glenn Spectre, we've got to step in that ring. 1-on-1. You say it's about money, pony up the money, send the contract. At this point, I'll pay it out of my own pocket. I don't care. We are going to fight. And at the end of that fight, you are going to learn to respect this audience. You are going to learn to respect this company. You are going to learn to respect me. The reason you've attacked all my guys, the reason you've attacked my announcers, Dave, because you're a bully. And one thing I've learned in my 49 years of life, a bully is just a sad little boy that's craving attention. Well, sad little boy, you're about to run into a grown-ass man. And on August 17th, I'm going to stomp you into the ground.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the Imagination, you heard it here first. Our Chief Executive Officer here at Imagine Wrestling, Cato, just initiated a challenge to the big boss, Glenn Spectre, for August the 17th. That's right, these two men could potentially go one-on-one so long as Glenn Spectre accepts that challenge, and I have a feeling that he will. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something that is just as near and dear to our hearts here at Imagine Wrestling as you, ladies and gentlemen of the Imagination. I'm going to talk about our sponsors. We would not be where we're at without a few good-hearted freedom fighters that helped us to bring back real professional wrestling here to Altoona, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere as Imagine Wrestling continues to travel throughout western central Pennsylvania. Take a look.
And we're back. And I'm joined by my buddy DC Bentley, who's got some things he'd like to discuss. Why don't you take it away, my friend?
Well, that's right. Hey, I thought about it over the last few days. You know, myself and the Norseman, the world beater Chris Coleman, we've kind of been at odds lately, and I don't like that.
I've noticed that.
I want to be friendly with all members of the Imagine Wrestling roster, including our heavyweight champions. So I've decided to extend a very friendly olive branch to the world beater Chris Coleman, okay?
Okay.
What I've done is I've devised a list of 5 special match stipulations that Chris Coleman could ask for in his match against the unbreakable Tito Orch that would help him retain his heavyweight championship title.
Okay, so you want to extend the olive branch by helping him. So, okay, well, let's hear
Help
him.
him. I'm
Let's
gonna
hear
give
him.
him some ideas.
Have you been interrupting him as he's doing interviews? Because I know he doesn't like when we talk when he comes in for interviews.
He doesn't like me in general, I don't think. But,
okay. All right.
But
Let's
here
see
we
it.
go.
Let's see.
This
Let's
is
see where we
5 special match stipulations that could help the world beater Chris Coleman beat Tito Orch. Number 1, Chris Coleman could challenge him to a Viking eating contest. That's right. In this contest, whoever can eat the most Kettigisfargenskargen is the winner. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is Kettigisfargenskargen?
Yeah, I'm glad you...
This
Yeah.
is a Viking cuisine comprised of minced mule meat wrapped in steamed potato skins on a bed of vinegar fermented dandelion petals. That's right. It was meant to prepare young warriors for the horrors of battle. And I gotta tell you, the taste could truly gag a maggot, and the smell could knock a carrion craving buzzard off of the gut wagon.
So this is real?
This is real.
This is real.
And I tell
They
you
would
what,
eat this.
we're gonna have a little. I got a little.
Oh, what is that?
That's a little Kennegasfargenskargen. I ordered it myself off the Amazon, and
I'm
we're
afraid.
gonna have a little tasting party, huh? Whoa! Yeah. Jesus, if you thought onions were the only food that could make you cry,
I don't have a weak stomach, DC, but that smells like it's a family show. I can't say what I want to say, but that smells like
taste,
ass.
a little taste.
Are you gonna try it?
I'll try it.
You tried first.
Oh, Mike, that is truly awful.
All right. Cheers, I
Yeah.
guess.
Whoever said onions were the only food that would make you cry has never been assaulted by a carrot in county prison.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either.
Yeah, it's better than the food my wife makes.
Do I have to swallow it?
Wife's food is cold and bland, but she does put her heart into every meal that she makes, so there's that.
So you think that would help him?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Christ, don't give me any more of that. I ain't gonna eat that.
Oh, speaking of my marriage, it's a lot like my marriage. Started out hot and spicy and is going to end with me sitting on the toilet crying and asking why. I'm going to put this Kennegasfargenskargen off to the side.
Do you want gum for that?
You might want some. 'Cause
I
this
just
breath
put
is
mine
gotta
back
be
in.
kicking.
God, did you close that all the way?
I tried.
Jeez.
All right,
Can
you
somebody close that, please? Thank you.
ready for number
Ugh.
2?
It's in my beard.
The number 2 stipulation that Chris Coleman could ask for. Chris could ask for a stipulation wherein Tito must remove his protective tactical vest. You know, there has to be some physical defect or deformity that Tito is shielding by using this heavily padded garment. You know, I heard he was actually born without a sternum. I read that on Wikipedia. You know, Bosnia is
It must be true then.
Bosnia is pretty close to Chernobyl, you know what I mean? One stiff punch to the pigeon chest, and he'll break the heart of the unbreakable one. What do you think of that?
Oh, I guess that would work. Just get rid of the vest, I guess.
You know, and Bosnia and Chernobyl are quite close together.
Yeah, they are. I'm not great at geography, but I know that that's true.
I asked Tito one time, I said, Tito, how many times have you visited Chernobyl? He said, I can count on one hand how many times I visited. 7. 7 times. That's the effect that nuclear
He
fallout
has 7
has.
fingers. Got it. Got it. Okay.
You know, maybe it's not protecting his chest. Maybe it's protecting his breath. Maybe it's a tic-tactical vest.
I might need more gum, DC.
It has
Jesus.
a little breath mints in it. All right. Number 3 stipulation. The third stipulation that Chris Coleman could request is ask for a skirts versus shins match. Skirts versus shins. You know, you've heard of shirts versus skins, you know, games where one team dons clothing, the other one goes topless. Well,
Yes.
This is the same concept, only bottomless. Of course, Coleman will be able to don his traditional Viking kilt, thus the skirt.
Yeah.
And Orich will be down to his Bosnian BBDs. Yeah.
What's that?
You know, his underwear.
Skivvies.
His underwear, if he wears them. Now, when the crowd feasts their eyes on his hairy white thighs, he will be overcome with a wave of embarrassment. He'll just want to get the match over, and he'll throw it all together. It's a good way for him. You know what
Maybe
I mean?
runs out because he's embarrassed and gets a count-out victory.
Chris Coleman, he's worn a kilt before.
Has he?
Yeah. You know why they call it that?
No.
Because that's what he did to the last guy they made fun of him for wearing a skirt.
I killed him.
That's
Got
right.
it. All right, that's a good
And
joke.
Tito kind of wears like a military garb.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Tactical gear.
it kind of concerns me because I heard a lot of military guys don't wear no underwear. You know what I mean?
I can't confirm or deny that, but I guess maybe you can ask him that when you see him next.
They like to have easy access to their privates when gone commando. You know what I mean? My whole family wears underwear, Mike.
Yeah?
I don't let nobody in my household not wear drawers.
No draws.
Except I did tell my wife the other day, I said, wife, those underwear that you have, they're entirely too tight and way too revealing. She said, well, then wear your own.
Oh my God! So what?
Skirts versus shins.
Skirts versus shins. That's a surefire way. But you said how many more you got?
We got 2 more.
2 more. Okay.
Number 4. Chris Coleman can ask for a braid bearding contest. In this match, whomever can more intricately weave their man hair will be the victor. Now, Coleman's got a lot more beard to build upon.
Yes.
But judging by Tito's hair, he may be one up on the experience of follicle flagellation. But braiding is a long-standing Scandinavian staple,
Yes,
which puts
it is.
Coleman one step ahead in the facial hair fingering and forming department. You know what I mean?
It's hard to argue with the facts.
That's
folks.
right. You ever braid your beard? You got a beard?
Yes, I have. Unsuccessfully, but yes,
I don't-
I've tried. It's hard.
I don't braid my beard, but I shave it completely off every time I make love to a woman. As you can see, it's been some time.
How many
Yeah.
years is that with legs,
You know,
DC?
it's a long time. You know what it's like. Short, beard, belly. It's hard to find a lady out there that's a nomosexual. You know what I mean? They don't like me. I like yours.
Thanks.
Yours is nice and
Yeah.
kinky. Got the
Yeah,
consistency.
spoiler alert, I straightened my beard. It's the only hair I have that I can take care of, so.
Looks
it's
like
gotta look
golf
good.
sod. Hey, Mike, why the lawn face? Beard braiding competition, number 4. And the last one, this
bum.
one, a little bit of a curve.
Okay.
And for a draw, in which case Coleman would retain his Imagine Heavyweight Championship,
Yeah.
a spelling contest. That's right. Now, one might think that Coleman has the advantage being that English is Tito's second language,
Yep.
but the word on the street is, by the time Coleman was in the first grade, he stood about 5'6" tall, and he weighed 160 pounds, and he would just bully all his teachers into giving him A's. He never learned anything in grade school. He almost beat poor old Miss Biddle half to death when she asked him what he brought for show and tell.
What did he bring for show and tell?
He showed her no mercy and then told her to quit crying and get him some chocolate milk. That's what he did.
Wikipedia, I guess?
That's right, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Listen, that is the final one spelling contest for a draw. That Indiana, where Coleman is from, has a lot of kids zoo. I wonder which ones he escaped from. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. I got business to attend to. You and Jimmy have
Hey,
fun.
thanks, brother.
Have a great evening. I'll see
5 ways that Chris Coleman can beat Tito Ortiz. Thank you, DC. And speaking of DC Bentley, if you or anyone that you know or love are looking for high quality, I'm trying to
What is
get
that
through this.
smell?
I'm trying to get through this.
Smell like John Williams, the referee.
I don't know how he convinced me to eat that, but I wanted to.
My
He
God.
did it. Did he spit it off screen? I don't know. But look,
Somebody open a window around here.
yeah. Speaking of those windows, if you're looking for high quality windows and/or patio door home investment options within your budget, contact my buddy DC Bentley of Renewal by Anderson at 814-330-9870. Shoot him a text. I know his phone's on him. Find out about their new specials, because when you want to be treated like family, you want to reach out to DC Bentley. I've known DC Bentley for a long time. I've known him since I was 16 years old. He's like family to me. He treats all of his customers that way. Reach out to DC Bentley and get your new windows today.
Yeah, speaking of family, a member of the Imagination Wrestling family lost a loved one. We want to send our heart and prayers out to Pat and Frodo. Craig Fitzpatrick, brother. We hear you, man. We're with you.
Sorry for your loss, Craig. And with that, again, next show, not too far away. We love seeing the Imagination show up and show out for all of our shows. That volume show is just 4 weeks away. Tickets are available now. And with that, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to our subscription service. It's $9.99 a month. Get all of our past shows. The show that we have coming up on the 17th, get it 2 days later. You can see all of the Imagine Wrestling library. KCW, my alma mater, that's in there too. So make sure you subscribe today.
Yeah, you might even catch a young Jimmy the Hippie on that KCW footage. Our members program's only $9.99 a month, but there's no better way to catch up. You can have, pardon me, if you miss the live show, the arena events with the fans, there's no better way to catch up. You can have it as early as that Monday or Tuesday. There's no better way to see everything, all the content from Imagine Wrestling, KCW, everything we have to offer, plus some bonus content you won't see elsewhere. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the members program right here on YouTube.
He had this whole time, and it probably would have made that taste even better. He had hot sauce sitting here, and it could have been better.
Yeah, well,
Thanks, DC. Love you, buddy.
Anything would have been an upgrade. That smell was horrendous.
Yeah, well-
and so is a program where we talk too much
Yeah.
and don't wrestle enough, Mike
Yeah.
Zeke.
Let's wrap it up and send it to my buddy DC Bentley for pre-match interviews right now.
Kennegasfargenskargen. I am here with the low-life James Ross. James, your father, the good neighbor John Ross, had a rather cryptic message when I spoke to him just earlier this evening. I would like to get your thoughts on what he had to say.
I'll get to that, but first, tonight, it's Knox versus the low-life James Ross for the Imagine Live Championship. And typically, I would call that the Imagine Live Heavyweight Championship. But until it's back over my shoulder or around my waist, it's not a heavyweight championship. The guy makes the championship. The championship doesn't make the guy. And tonight, it returns home with me, and everything goes back to how it should be. But now on to your question, because I'm a nice guy. John Ross, dear old dad, you don't want to fight me, but you will if you have to. I mean, you don't have to. This is something that you want from inside, deep down inside, because of how much I've hurt you. Part of me feels like you want to hurt me more than I've ever hurt you, but we both know that's not possible. Let's take a look through your life, John Ross. You see, just a few years ago, you were leading a very dominant group here in Imagine Wrestling. And now, you've got nobody. You lost every single member of the neighborhood. If we go back just a few years, Mom left. You lost the woman you loved. If we go back even further, you served your country. And you lost a lot of people who you would consider family. The issue is they aren't really family, and everyone I just mentioned to you, they're nothing but water. Water doesn't hurt as much as losing me did, because I'm blood, and blood is always thicker than water.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the low-life James Ross, laser-focused. I'm going to step right across the ring here to your Imagine Live champion, the real deal, Knox. Magnus, confident going into this matchup?
Hell yeah, I'm confident, man. But it seems like James Ross over there might want to consider checking into family therapy. Seems a little rough over there, and hey, I'm not very bright. In fact, I failed high school English, but I'm bright enough to know I never needed that drama. I never needed any teammates to have my back. You know, I'm a bit of a lone wolf, and my doctor says it's called being antisocial and not, going to the gym 8 hours a day and chugging almond milk isn't normal, but that sounds like an excuse, and I'm not the type to make excuses. I was the best wrestler in America at one point, and hey, I know that was years ago, but I'm probably the best in the world now, because I'm always getting better, and as best in the world, I know I never needed someone like John Ross. I never needed a The Watch, and I only need a The Real Deal.
All right, the ever-confident real deal Knox and your Imagine Live champion. I'm going to get out of this ring. We got a match.
Hey, back to us. We're going to talk just a few more minutes, but it's about something really important. Buddy, take it away.
My company, Flying Hippie Tie-Dye. I've been a tie-dyer for 20 plus years. Check me out on Facebook. Search Flying Hippie Tie-Dye for all your tie-dye needs here in Altoona. Every item hand-tied and dyed by Jimmy the Flying Hippie.
Including this headband?
Including that headband. All items, even the tights me and Chris Sands wear, down to the shirt on my back, Mike Zeke. I've tie-dyed wedding dresses, everything you can think of, the stage backdrops, everything in between. Hit me up. I thank you, Imagination, for allowing me this time, allowing me to be part of the family.
And with that, let's head back to the ring right now. Introducing first, he's the former Imagine Live Heavyweight Champion, the longest reigning Imagine Live Heavyweight Champion. He's a lowlife, James Ross.
No morals, even less standards. This man is exactly what he claims to be, a lowlife indeed.
And his opponent. He is defending the Imagine Live Championship for the first time here tonight. The real deal, Knox.
A blue chip athlete with almonds big enough to tell you all about it. He is the real deal.
All Referee John Williams checking both men to make sure they're not going to potentially cheat or use foreign objects. But don't forget, shortly after this main event, we've got a face-to-face with our Imagine Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the Rad Boys and the Watch, coming up shortly after this matchup.
You know, if I was referee John Williams, it's small game season here in Pennsylvania. I'd be worried about someone shooting that gray squirrel off the back of my head if I was him. There's what it's all about right there, shiny and beautiful. James Ross really legitimized this title, Mike Z.
Yeah, he did.
Longest reigning champion. This kid's goal-oriented. He's just got a bad attitude, that's all.
And there's the bell. Here we go. Magnus with a double leg right out of the gate, taking him down. Big shots to the midsection.
High spine buster. High spine buster there, Mike Zeke, and held on to the leg. Float over into a rear naked chin.
Ooh, ref down there checking to make sure it's not as legit. Well, you want it to be a good choke, but you don't want to make sure you're trying to kill him. But look what's happening right now.
Almost a bully choke.
He's got me so flabbergasted.
I think that spine buster knocked the wind out of him. He's gasping for air inside of this chin lock.
Look at his face, Jimmy.
That thing looks real deep.
Wow, Magnus Knox is not playing around here.
Magnus Knox, beautiful headlock takeover there, right out of that bully choke chin lock. Better watch a rope break here, that back foot of James Ross.
Yeah, James is dangerously close. Dangerously close to the ropes there. Could just reach out, potentially get a rope break here.
I don't think he has a view from where he's at, though. There he goes.
There it is. There it is. Magnus got a break here. Don't give him that much separation, kid. You got to stay on top of him. Oh, and see what I'm saying, Jimmy? You got to stay on top of your opponent here. Boom! There's the big knee.
You know, as good as he is, the inexperience of Magnus Knox coming into play a little bit there. That rope break enabled James Ross to turn this into an offensive situation.
Yeah, James clearly upset. I mean, his nose is bleeding. Yeah, he's yelling at the referee. Open him up. Look at his face.
We're about 2 minutes into this thing. We got some blood already, Mike Z. Tell me James Ross doesn't want this title. Look at the look on this man's face.
He just shifted into another gear, Jimmy. Oh, what a big shot to the midsection.
Beautifully done. Almost feigned the leg attack there and drops the elbow right onto that sternum of Magnus Knox. Beautiful done. Once again, taking standard offense, making it very innovative. There was a float over. Applying the exact same hold as Magnus Knox applied to him, Mike Zeke.
Yeah, exact same. And I imagine he's just as snug as old Magnus Knox was just a few moments ago.
It's a sound style. Lay your man out in the mat, ground him, take the wind out of him. Both these men applying that chin lock when the guy was already grounded and in trouble, not allowing him to catch his breath. Very sound wrestling here.
Yep. James Ross is just looking to get the upper hand here. Control the pace like he has all these, last couple of months as the Imagine Live champion. Hair Pulling Wednesdays here on Imagine Live, courtesy of Magnus Knox.
Little hair pull there from the blue chipper as he lays in these forearms right to the face.
Jimmy. Too close to the rope, kid.
Once again, the
inexperience, yeah. You said it.
Blue chip athlete, but not used to a wrestling situation that contains ropes and rope breaks. Not his style of wrestling.
Just a blatant choke in front of the referee. Again, I think showing his inexperience to just cheat blatantly right in front of the referee.
I think Magnus Knox getting a little frustrated here with James Ross.
Again, just choking him, having his way.
If we know anything about James Ross, he might be gasping now. He might be bleeding. But one false move for Magnus Knox, and this kid's an opportunist.
Yeah, you can't count James Ross out. That's for sure.
He'll jump through that window of opportunity that we talk about every week here. Check out our sponsor, Renewal by Anderson. Call Jordan Trees at 330-9870, area code 814. Magnus Knox trying to bully his man back to the mat.
Just trying to have his way with him. We have got him in the ropes here, kid.
Victim to that rope break for a third time.
That's right, baby.
Didn't look like he had gotten all of that chop, but he got some of it.
No clean break there from Magnus Knox.
Not at all. He's just keeping with the pace, staying on top of the low life here.
You know, sometimes in situations, Mike Zeke.
Oh, rake of the eyes.
No one takes the high road, and that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Both these guys willing to do anything here.
Wow, big drop kick. I would have said basement drop kick, but it was the middle rope. I'm trying to correct myself as I'm speaking. Here we go.
Missile drop kick right to the sternum. We've seen James Ross using his feet lately. That drop kick well placed halfway across the ring, right into that sternum.
You're not going to see action like this anywhere else but on Wednesday shows and Saturday shows.
North to south elbow, illegal in MMA. Perfectly legal here at Imagine Wrestling on a Wednesday, live from the dojo. We thank you for tuning in. We have 42 people in the chat. It's the usual suspects: Joe Harbola, Nathan Sarah, Thelma Sickenberger. We got Pat and Frodo. Our hearts out to you, brother. We got Kyle up in there, my boy Kyle. We got Simple Man's Kitchen. We thank you all for tuning in, being part of the chat, interacting. That helps everybody out. We can't do this without you, the fans.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you.
And two guys here that haven't taken too well to the fans here, James Ross and Magnus Knox here. And quite a war, Mike Z.
I was about to ask you, who do you think the fan favorite is here, but I don't think the fans like either one of these men.
Yeah, well, I think...
Yes, you are, sir. Oh, swing and a miss. Big clothesline from Magnus Knox. Both men down.
Two of the most polarizing personalities in Imagine Wrestling down on the mat right now. And here comes a third personality.
Wait a second.
My son's bleeding. He needs my help.
John Ross at ringside.
Ross has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
Neighbor John Ross in a dapper sweater.
He's trying to...
Out here.
Magnus giving him the business, telling him to control his son.
Talk about taking the high road. John Ross out here to put his differences aside, support his son. I mean, the good neighbor, as always, promoting all things good. Mike Zeke, springboard, are you kidding me?
Oh, what a springboard clothesline. That's it. 1, 2, 3.
Shades of flying Brian Pillman there. Springboard clothesline. Are you kidding me?
I thought that was it, man.
That rope's up to this kid's chin. How did he get up there?
It's just for TV.
Not the heartwarming.
Hold on a second, Magnus Knox. Oh my God! What a German suplex!
Right onto his head.
Can he defend the title? Just a 2 count. Wow, that's 2 close near falls, just back to back. I don't know why John Ross is out here.
I don't know, but that wasn't the heartfelt reunion he thought it would be, and it got his son flipped straight onto his roof.
That was
nuts.
Right on his dome piece, as the kids say.
Yeah. What a match, Mike Zeke.
Oh,
Flying headbutt misses.
oh, trips him up.
It's a lowlife right there. Kicks his feet out right from under him.
John Ross is rallying his son on the outside. What is going on here, Jimmy?
James Ross wants no part of that.
What the?
Oh, John Ross is in the ring.
Oh, what a cutter! That's a DQ!
Referee John Williams calling for the bell.
Jimmy, that means
Your winner, Magnus Knox.
Magnus Knox is successfully, albeit by a disqualification.
So I guess Magnus Knox retains.
James Ross visibly upset and bleeding and upset.
He's going to storm off to his room. What a scene just created here. Magnus Knox down and out via the weed whacker cutter from neighbor John Ross, the world greeter.
I was curious as to why he was even out here. I mean, clearly we know why now, but man, I imagine James Ross is pretty upset right now. I know he was looking forward to getting back his Imagine Live Heavyweight Championship.
Wow. Wow. Another crazy
Yeah.
night on Imagine Live from the dojo here where anything can happen and sometimes you wish it wouldn't. Chaos ensues.
Very hot, very smelly because of the chicken. Thanks for not giving me the hot sauce, DC. Very vibrant with the flying hippie tie-dye in the house as always. That's a beautiful goldfish, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Does that come in all sizes?
It does.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it come in a tank top?
It does, Mike Z.
Oh, I like tank top seasons going on right now.
Yeah, I got tank tops, baby onesies, yoga pants. I got dresses. I got it all, man. It's all in stock. It's all ready to order and custom dyed by me, Jimmy the Flying Hippie. Make sure you jump on Facebook. Check out Flying Hippie Tie-Dye. Central PA's leader in tie-dye. More items, brighter colors, better prices. No one's doing it like we do. We're throwing it down at Flying Hippie Tie-Dye. Innovation meets creation. You know what I'm saying? Mike Zeke, you've been a loyal customer of Flying Hippie Tie-Dye here for a couple of years now.
For a very long time, yes.
Yeah.
We take family excursions every year, and I always get shirts made, and they're beautiful. I love them. I wear them all the time. I would wear them on camera if I could, but while we're at it, we're going to head to the ring. We're going to hear from the Imagine Tag Team Champions and the Challengers to watch ahead of their final battle. Let's head to DC right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the Imagination, this is a pre-August 17th press conference with the Tag Team Champions and the Challengers, where a very important question will be posed and answered. I'm going to bring in first your Imagine Tag Team Champions, Bangin' Jake Wiley and all that Braden Elliott, the Rad Boys. Jake, Braden, great to see you. Please make yourselves comfortable. All right, now that we have the tag team champions here, let's bring out the challengers, the Sideshow Psycho Malachi Gage and the Alpha Rick Matthews, the Watch. And accompanied by our heavyweight champion, Chris Coleman. All right, I like visitors. Now, gentlemen, I understand that the four of you have been debriefed by Imagine Wrestling Administration. There is to be absolutely no physicality between the four of you before August the 17th, or the match is completely off and there will be a swift and proportional response from Imagine Wrestling Administration. So just keep that in mind and please maintain tones of civility. Gentlemen, thank you for being present today. The Imagine Nation has one question weighing on their mind, and I'm going to pose that question to all four of you. Same question. What does your individual future hold if your tag team partner is the one eliminated and exiled from Imagine Wrestling on the 17th?
What a stupid question. What a terrible question. Like always, I'm going to do your job for you. How about we ask, what happens to Jake Wiley when we retire Braden Elliott? What happens? You know, maybe, just maybe, Jake Wiley is okay and he stays on the top. But that's not what I see happening. That's not what anyone sees happening, actually. So let's look at our real options here. Maybe Jake Wiley takes up the name Player One again. Maybe he comes out and he forces the crowd to cheer for him because he can't get them to care any other way. Maybe he sits in front of a screen and plays Nintendo till his fingers bleed. That's option number one. Maybe instead, maybe Jake Wiley leaves Imagine Wrestling. He buys his own ring, sets it up in his backyard with a few of his friends, changes his name to Nick Crow, and makes himself a champion because he doesn't have a chance any other way. Or option number three, maybe Jake Wiley packs his bags. Maybe Jake Wiley sinks to the bottom. Maybe Jake Wiley decides maybe this isn't worth it anymore. And we retire both Rad Boys in August.
You know, there is a fourth option, right? And that fourth option is that maybe we retire Braden Elliott. Maybe Braden Elliott isn't the one that sticks around. Maybe we retire both of them.
maybe this isn't a question of which one of you are leaving. Maybe this is a question of which one of you has the balls to stay. Let me break this thing down for you. You know what? Jake Wiley, if you happen to be the one that gets pinned, which is, it's equally as likely as you or you, let's be honest here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Braden Elliott, if you're left without Jake Wiley? You see, Jake Wiley is the dark horse here, okay? So Jake Wiley is the one who carries you through your interviews. He carries you through your matches. Match after match, it's Jake Wiley getting the beat down. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's you that leaves. Doesn't matter if it's you that leaves. Because 100%, the fact of the matter is, it sure as hell ain't going to be any one of these two dudes that you're looking at right now. Hope you boys are wearing your brown pants. You want to ask them a question, DC?
Actually,
Need a little help.
the brown pants. I like that, but I am going to pose the same exact question to the Rad Boys. If one of your tag team partners is the one to be eliminated in Exiles, what will your future hold here at Imagine? And I'm going to let you guys decide who answers first.
Well, I took my medicine today. I'm going to be just fine. You guys want to ask us if one of us leaves, what's the other one going to do, huh? Well, let's turn it around. Malachi. What are you going to do whenever Alpha gets pinned? Huh? What are you going to do whenever you're all by your lonesome without him walking out? Or will it be any different? Because Alpha, where have you been? Huh? We haven't seen you in a while. You've been gone. Missing. I thought we were going to have to post your face on the back of a milk carton or something. Maybe, Malachi, if Alpha leaves, then maybe you can go after that. Huh? Maybe. You see, we know the history between Malachi and Braden Elliott, but not too many people know the history behind the Alpha and Jake Wiley. Long, long time ago. Stop gripping that. Long, long time ago. You've always been player two, haven't you? Huh. Huh. Player two. Dates way back whenever we first debuted. And then if we want to speed it up, 3 years ago when we all decided to do this little dance back and forth. I was part of the neighborhood, wasn't I? I didn't like you then either. I didn't want you in there, but somehow you got your weaseled in there. It's probably that month I was gone. But I don't like you, Rick. Never have. Most likely never will. I don't like you either. Looking on scraggly.
Are they right? Are they right?
I don't know, man. They have pinned us every single time. All but one time They have pinned us. So our backs are absolutely against the wall. That's fine. And maybe you did carry me. Maybe they saw it that way. And he called you the dark horse. I'll be damned if I'm going to let two individuals sit across from me and my tag team partner who have built tag team wrestling in this company. I'll be damned if I'm going to bust my ass every single day. Yeah, go ahead. Look. Every single day. I've worked just as hard as he has. He's worked just as hard as I have. And I'm not saying that you two haven't worked hard, but you haven't worked nearly as hard as we have. 5 times. Remember that. I want you to remember that if there's a dark horse here sitting at this table, it's you. Because, yes, we started as a tag team the same night you started as a tag team. And hell, you won the belts that night. And you might have been number 1 on that night, but it took us, just a little bit longer to get to number 1, and you've been in second place ever since. So I don't want to hear anything about a dark horse. I don't want to hear anything about him getting pinned, me getting pinned. It's one of you two. I promise you that. And if not, then it'll be the last time that the Rad Boys will be in the house.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the Imagine.
I missed my interview time. Tito Orich. Here we go again. I certainly hope you are preparing yourself for war. You come from a war-torn land, I hope you're ready. Because that is precisely what I'm going to bring to you, is a war. A war you cannot win. You've lost every skirmish leading up to this point, and you will lose it again. Now, as for this tag team match, Rad Boys, I simply will not allow Malachi Gage or Alpha Rick Matthews to be pinned in this match. I won't allow it. And they are not permitted to strike you before that match. However, I signed no such document.
We need help out here! Coleman's gone berserk!
Imagine management, Rad Boys, you can add as many chapters to this story as you wish. The ending will always be written the same. So for Jimmy the Hippie, 16 DC Bentley, and the rest of the watch, this is Chris Coleman signing off. We'll be seeing you.